create a new diagram. Now you see those are all the aspect of DAF. You see DAF, symbol is a delta, Greek delta. So let's say that we want to do something like in business architecture, we could start with something like a cross-map strategy. Okay, so we are creating a new diagram. So when we do create a new diagram, what happens is we are going to have a so-called toolbox, and that toolbox contains the subset of DAF, concept that we believe are part of the so-called view or viewpoint. Okay, so let's start with something like a value stream. So I can, drag and drop the value stream here. Now, one thing, let's say I call it value stream X. Now, one thing that is really difficult about modeling is only good as the relationship that we can, create in a model. But very often people ask, okay, what is that I can create? And that is a, main feature of DAF. You will see that here we can create DAF elements. Okay, so the only thing that is valid within DAF, if you are creating a value stream, is either the value stream is enabling a capability or include a process. So we go for capability, and we have now created a capability. Now let's go from capability and say, okay, what is that we can do in capability? So we can see that a capability is supporting a goal. So that is the goal of the enterprise, and a enterprise goal is operationalized by a capability. Okay. Now, how is that we, implement physically the goal? We implement typically a goal by a initiative, and the relationship between initiative and capability is that you see the name of, I would zoom in so that's easier to see. So in DAF, the concept is that initiative will increase the maturity of a capability. You remember that we started with capability maturity as is, okay? So let's say that the goal is to reduce cost, okay? So, and what is that we are going to do to reduce cost? We're going to increase, the efficiency of a certain capability. And we do a, initiative to do that. We expect at the end of the initiative, to have an increase of the maturity, but we need also to be able to measure that. And this is what we do with KPIs. So that is a so-called measurement indicator, and that is what is measuring the current capability. Okay. Now, so far so good. Those are probably all concepts that you are familiar with, but how is that you connect with, the rest of the story? So a capability is supported by multiple elements. So for example, it's supported by a business process. So we have a set of business processes that, to really increase the maturity of this capability, we need to analyze, probably optimize, or maybe create new processes. Then we have also roles or people working for, at the physical level of the capability. And then we have information that is connected to the capability. So that is information at very high level, so-called data entities, or they are simply concepts that are, we use when we manipulate the capability. And finally, we have logical applications that is different from, physical applications. So this will be like a ERP system, okay, enterprise resource planning. That is not like SAP or any physical implementation of that, so that we can separate those aspects.